Estoy en la sede de los caballeros de Favonius. Ah, ok. Es que no me lo marcaba, ¿sabes? Como, ya estoy, ¿no?
Thank you for coming on such short notice, Honorary Knight. I know you must be busy. Well, to make a long story short, there's a particular matter at hand that the Knights requires your assistance with.
Veo que los caballeros están ocupados como siempre.
Yes, it has been one thing after another recently. Neither myself nor any of the Mondstadt garrison are able to catch a moment of peace. I have recently received multiple reports from the Knights of someone within the Lawrence clan having close dealings with the Fatui.
¿La familia Lawrence?
The Fatui? Again?
No, ¿no te preguntas mejor de quién es la familia Lawrence?
But who are the
Gracias.
Lawrence clan?
There was a dark period in Mondstadt's history
Porque es nada más
when
en
the
partes de
aristocracy
la
ruled
historia de
over the
Mondstadt, pero
city.
vale.
The hard-won freedom that followed with the fall of Decorabian was lost once again as slavery spread throughout the land. The first Dandelion Knight, Vanessa, spearheaded the revolution that overthrew the old aristocratic system and established the Knights of Favonius, leading Mondstadt to become the city that you see today.
Me imagino, o sea, Vanessa, la primera caballera de Dandelion, ella es caballera de Dandelion, entonces es la descendiente de Vanessa. Me imagino, oye.
The aristocrats that had oppressed the people of Mondstadt were none other than the Lawrence clan.
¿Y cuál era? Había una tercera familia, ¿no? Se supone, entre esta batalla, pero no sé qué onda con la tercera familia.
Oh,
Que se supone que era de
Paimon
Diluc.
gets it. So the clan's
O sea, Diluc proviene de esa
descendants are
tercera
now
familia,
scheming with the
creo.
bad guys to carry out more dubious deeds.
Y la familia Lawrence se supone que es la nueva, ¿no? Eula, que proviene de los Lawrence. Diluc, que proviene de la tercera familia. Y entonces, como...
We suspect as much, though we have yet to obtain any solid evidence. The reason I summoned you here today is to ask you to help us further investigate this matter.
¿Pero por qué nosotros?
Unfortunately, the Knights of Favonius and the aristocracy have been at odds with one another for as long as I can remember. We've already considered every possible way of resolving our differences, but it seems the descendants of the aristocracy remain antagonistic towards the Knights.
¿Y qué pasa con Eula entonces? Bueno, es que esta historia fue creada antes de que fuera creada Eula, por cierto. Of
No
course.
matter what stance we take when dealing with them, the outcome is always the same. Our efforts only result in adding more fuel to the flames. We could come knocking on their door on the grounds of a search warrant, but if the investigation were to come up empty, I'm afraid tensions and distrust would only increase. All of our past efforts would have been wasted.
Pero como caballera honoraria, técnicamente también pertenezco a los caballeros de Favonius.
You are in fact the best candidate to represent the Knights of Favonius. But you need not emphasize your role as the honorary knight. You're a traveler from a distant land, and you can approach the aristocrats in this way. Once you come to friendly terms with the Lawrence clan, you should be in a good position to learn more of their possible connections with the Fatui.
Claro, como eres forastero, puedes funcionar como turista. Hola, disculpa, sí quiero saber un poco de la historia del lugar en donde estoy visitando. Si me podría, por favor, turistearme un poquito. Es como, what?
Whoa.
Imaginas.
Leave it to Master Jean to come up with such a thorough plan.
Perhaps such plans have become second nature after all the diplomatic issues I've dealt with.
Un poquito, qué chingoso tú dices. Olviden esa frase, por favor. Ay,
The
Dios
name of the
mío.
Lawrence clan member in question is Schubert. Lately, he can often be found strolling near the northern city walls.
Schubert, okay.
It is said that he is difficult to get along with due to his temperamental disposition, but if we approach him calmly, then things should go off without a hitch.
Yo me
Thanks again
encargo.
for your help. If you run into any snags along the way, I'll do anything in my power to support you.
Vale. Porque se me ocurre desbloquear todas las misiones. Ni modo, vamos a tener que hacer el de Eula primero y luego el de esta doña. Ay, Dios mío. Hola, señor.
Huh? Who are you?
Hello, we're here to...
Hello?
¿Pasa algo?
What's wrong? Did you just say what's wrong? Huh. And I suppose you think that you can simply strut up here and greet me in such an
Ay,
ignoble and vulgar
excuse
manner?
me.
Given that I don't recognize you, I can only assume that you are a traveler of some variety. I'll have you know that you are speaking with the Schubert Lawrence, a blood descendant of the magnanimous nobility.
Ajá, ok. Y yo soy una semidiosa. Thank you.
If you wish to address me, you'd best consider your words more carefully. Such nonchalant manners are inadmissible and will never do. Now, if you're somehow capable of understanding anything I've said, then you will get down on your knees, apologize for your negligent actions, and give me a proper introduction. That is the appropriate etiquette.
That's etiquette? Paimon's never heard of something so complicated before.
In former times, when people knew their place and respected traditions,
Qué bueno que ya no tienen el
such
poder,
conduct
oye.
was only basic courtesy when greeting a nobleman.
Agüita. Imagínate, ¿no? Una persona así de que, ¡ay, soy de la nobleza! Y tú, sí, ajá, ok. Y te estás tomando tu agüita.
And neglecting your manners would result in a swift whipping.
Bueno, pasado el pasado.
But look at the world now. Rules have been thrown to the wayside and manners forgotten. I cannot bear to see such degradation.
Si eso hablas de buenos modales, no me imagino las malas. Pero la verdad,
What did you say? You dare question the dignity of the nobility? I'll have you know that though the Lawrence clan is in decline, myself and others of noble blood are looking for a chance to restore our rightful honor.
otros de sangre azul y yo estamos a la espera de una oportunidad para restaurar nuestro honor. Vaya, ok, ya lo dijo.
Just look around. The people are unruly and undisciplined. I, however, strive to retain the elegance and etiquette of the nobility. After all, we are of a completely different breed by birth.
Y aún no he dicho nada.
Save your words. I find your manners and bearing repulsive. I have nothing to discuss with the likes of you. Besides, I am in no way obligated to instruct commoners on basic courtesies. Now I have more pressing matters to attend to. I'll take my leave.
So this is what Master G meant by difficult to get along with. Let's head back and talk things over with her.
We... You know? We... Madre del amor hermoso, esta gente está... ¡Cucú! Dale, vamos allá. Podía haberme teletransportado, pero aquí estamos haciendo ejercicio de forma habitual. Ejercicio de forma habitual. Oh,
Well,
Amber.
if it isn't the honorary knight. I'm just on my way out to gather some intel. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Y es así como, ajá.
Huh?
Y yo solo estoy
Judging by your
caminando por aquí.
expression, you must have run into some trouble.
Master Jean tasked us with a special assignment, but things seem to have run aground for the moment.
No fue nuestra culpa.
No need to get down on yourself. Sometimes things just don't turn out as planned. Even I can't guarantee useful intel every time I'm dispatched. You just have to keep at it and never give up.
Una frase muy típica de Amber.
Hey, why don't you let me try to help? What's the problem?
Master Jean asked us to build a connection with someone named Schubert Lawrence,
Y ahora va a estar como, "Ay".
but it turns out that he's a peculiar character that doesn't listen to anyone, especially Paimon.
Aha,
Especially.
Schubert! I know him. Let me guess. He said you didn't have any manners.
Así que tú también lo conoces.
I've been on the receiving end of his lectures many a time. The Lawrence clan can be very particular about such things.
You mean everyone in the Lawrence clan is just a big headache?
As aristocrats, they believe there should be a certain distance between themselves and common folk. I understand their thinking, but that's just not how things are anymore. However, there is one exception among the Lawrence clan, my good buddy, Eula.
Ah, Amber es amiga de Eula. Interesante.
That's right. Not only is she from the Lawrence clan, but she's also captain of the Knights of Favonia's 4th Company.
Pero Jin dijo que los Laures consideran enemigos de los caballeros.
Eula is special. She's not quite like the other members of her clan. She has her own beliefs and it shows. In other words, she doesn't really adhere to the strict rules and conventions of her family.
Pero entonces, o sea, ¿por qué siempre dice de que está, o sea, está buscando justicia? ¿Justicia por qué? You know?
However, she's still quite knowledgeable about dealing with the Lawrences. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you meet her.
That's strange. If Eula is a member of the Lawrence clan, then why would Master Jean choose us for the task? Couldn't she just ask Eula?
Well, it's a little complicated. Basically, the Lawrence clan has frowned upon the fact that Eula joined the Knights. Her family members don't particularly care for her.
Claro, ¿por qué más? Porque, o sea, las veces en que obviamente se contacta con ellos es porque les puede decir, ¿no? A los caballeros de
In
Fagones
their
para
eyes,
detenerlos.
Eula is nothing but a traitor to the family.
Me parece que tiene un fuerte carácter.
She's very easy to get along with. Just explain the situation, and I'm sure she'll help you come up with a way to get along with Schubert. In fact, I think she's out in the wilderness on patrol this morning. You should be able to find her around Storm Bear Mountains.
Thanks, Amber. All right, you heard her. Let's go find Eula.
Good luck, you two. I've got my own matters to investigate.
Ok. Creo que después de esto
Have a
podemos...
member of the Lawrence clan. Well, if you want to learn about the conduct of the Lawrence clan, who better to ask than one of their own family members?
Aquí. ¿Por qué me di toda la vuelta? En serio. Ok.
The Fatui? What are they doing here? Is that why Eula was sent on patrol here? Ugh, let's fight first and talk later.
Ricas patatas fritas. Ay, este si no tengo agua.
Fire, fire, can't fight fire!
Solidify!
O sea, al menos es lo que he visto. Si no tengo agua no puedo hacer nada contra él.
Solidify! I will have order! Fry! You need to hurry up!
Siempre tengo que acabármelo así. De otra manera no puedo. Más enemigos. ¿Solo este más? Ok. Ay, te lo acabo. Adiós. ¡Hala la música! Hermosa animación como la de Dilu. Como la de Dilu, así de hermosa la animación. Uf.
You don't think twice before reaching for your sword, do you? Do you have any idea how long I've been tracking these targets?
Ah, oopsie.
And now you get to stake a claim. You think you're stronger because you got to them first? Mark my words, vengeance will be mine.
Ya, es contra los Fatui. Vale, that explains a lot of things.
What?
Venganza.
That's right. I heard the commotion and came as swiftly as I could, only to find you two already fighting the Fatui. Not only that, you are making quick work of them too. If I didn't make my move, you would have been able to take all the credit. Still, I'm glad you're unscathed. Confronting that number of Fatui at once can be dangerous.
Ya estoy acostumbrada a pelear contra ellos.
Sorry, Paimon doesn't understand what you mean, but thanks for your concern.
Concern? Why would I be concerned for the safety of my arch-enemies?
Diablos.
Arch enemies? Wait a minute. You were saying how glad you were that we were unscathed a second ago.
By which I meant, if you were injured, I'd have to escort 2 strangers guilty of stealing my targets all the way back to Mondstadt. Which would mean you'd cause me even more trouble. My vengeance would be swifter still.
What?
So that's how you see all this?
Tú debes de ser Eula.
Yes, that's me.
Paimon thinks she's pretty strange. Although at least we can communicate with her.
You dare to call someone you've just met strange? Forget the aristocracy. That's rude even by normal standards. Speaking of which, how do you know my name?
This is the honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. And speaking of rude, we're trying to investigate an aristocrat named Schubert Lawrence. He's so obsessed with etiquette that he's not even willing to speak with us.
I understand now. That's my uncle, all right. But why do you mean to investigate him?
Sospeché que puede estar involucrado con los Futui.
I see. You have some nerve to faming a family member right in front of me. I will have vengeance for this too.
Ah, chihuahuas.
No. This is an assignment from Master Jean. It's just an investigation, that's all.
¿No tienes curiosidad? No te preocupes, tío.
To the everyday citizens of Mondstadt, everyone in the Lawrence clan is scum. It's natural for rumors and unwarranted gossip to lead to such suspicion.
Hard to avoid such a reputation when you're known as the ruthless rulers of Old Mondstadt.
Oh, so that's what you think of me? Yet another transgression to avenge.
Bueno, ¿qué chihuahuas, Eula?
But didn't you say it first? Oh.
Curious. We've only just met, and you've already given me 3 causes for vengeance. It's been a while since I've encountered anyone as interesting as you.
Tu definición de interesante es... ¿interesante?
I assume you need me to teach you the conduct of the Lawrence clan. Only then will you finally be able to communicate with my uncle, correct?
Sí.
That's right. Amber told us to come and talk to you.
Well then, let's begin your training immediately. It'll be easier to train when we're back in Mondstadt. We'll require other people.
¿No ibas a encargarte de
We
nosotras?
can put that aside for now. Besides, if it's the acting Grandmaster's assignment, and Amber's the one who recommended me, I should comply.
Okay.
Paimon's confused. This girl's all vengeance this and revenge that. But she doesn't seem the least bit angry. Still, Paimon has met bigger weirdos before.
No shit, Sherlock. Ok. Teleport. Whee!
Ah, you finally arrived. There's no time to spare, so we'll begin with our first lesson.
¿No ibas a decir que necesitábamos más personas?
Wait, hold on. There's something we need to clear up first. Otherwise it'll keep bugging us.
En cuanto a la venganza...
So that's still on your mind, huh? Maybe you're the ones who can't let things go. Don't worry, there's a time and place for exacting vengeance. Besides, I'm not in the mood for any right now. Best save it for later.
Ok.
You need to be in the right mood for vengeance.
Pues claro, ¿no? Me imagino.
I already have a long list of vengeance to exact. Even if I wanted to begin now, I'd have to start in the right order. Who knows how long it will be before I get to you?
Well, if you have so much to take care of, wouldn't it just be easier to give us a clean slate?
Clean slate.
Absolutely not. Stealing my targets, calling me a ruthless ruler, and suspecting my uncle. All worthy of vengeance in my eyes.
De verdad estás llevando la
But
cuenta.
you needn't worry, at least not whilst we're investigating this matter. I'm sure you're familiar with the phrase, a man of moral integrity fears no slanderous attack.
Pues sí, el que nada debe, nada teme. Of
If
course.
Uncle Schubert didn't commit any wrongdoing, then any such investigation will prove fruitless. But if he did commit a wrongful act, then he should bear the full punishment. I'm sure you understand.
Creo que comienzo a entenderlo.
Good. Now, there are two key points that aristocrats attach great importance to: your manner of speech and your bearing. Let's begin with your manner of speech. Aristocrats have a very unique way of carrying conversation, even with mundane daily topics.
Oh, Paimon's already learned some unique conversation. Mark my words, vengeance will be mine!
Santa Madre de Dios, Paimon, Paimon, a ti te gusta siempre ponerle más gasolina al fuego, ¿verdad? Dice, madre del amor hermoso.
Not even close. And besides, it sounds strange.
Hey! Paimon learned it from you! And didn't you say not to call others strange? It seems you don't respect the rules of your own clan.
Paimon. Cierra pico.
No, I've no need to trouble
okay.
myself with such frivolous formalities. Here, allow me to demonstrate. For example, when greeting a friend, you could say, "As the morning dew greets the coming dawn, so do I greet you, my dear friend."
A la torre, ¿qué? Como el rocío matutino saluda al crepúsculo, yo te saludo a ti, querido amigo.
As the morning dew does what now?
However, such a phrase may only be used during the morning hours. Also, the party with whom you're speaking must be of approximately the same status as you.
Bueno,
Morning
no
dew
se
is
quiere
not
sentir
uncommon,
que es del mismo
so it
estatus.
expresses that friendship should not be measured by value, yet also suggests that friendship between aristocrats is pure like water.
Tanto trabajo solo para saludar a un buen amigo.
Oh, no. You must be prudent with your words. Calling someone a good friend could easily offend them.
Excuse me?
But didn't you just say my dear friend in your example? Paimon's confused.
Yes, I did. But you must know in the Lawrence family, dear friend is a set phrase that can only be used towards certain friends with whom one is acquainted, but not particularly close. It sounds much more pleasant to call an acquaintance a dear friend. So another thing to remember, aristocrats are concerned with face and being polite.
Pues sí, porque los amigos cercanos ya no han de utilizar las mismas cortesías, ¿sabes? Ya lo hacen del tú por tú, me imagino, of course.
However, if you were to use dear friend to address an intimate friend, the recipient would think that you were deliberately trying to estrange them.
Siempre tienen que hablar así.
This is only the first step in making a greeting. After addressing one another, you then exchange courtesies.
Wait. This is all too abstract. Perhaps it would be better if you gave some real-life demonstrations.
Ah. Very well. Come with me. We'll choose some bystanders to converse with. May the god of Anemo